Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our daily session. Welcome, guys. Welcome, team. Hi, Patrick and Maciej.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. So again, guys, today is going to be a very important day. We're going to talk about NVIDIA. We're going to talk about, obviously, the market prep for the day. Before we do that, I just shared a link on the comments about the webinar that we are going to do in about 2 weeks, 10 days, March 9th. It's called The Future of Trading. So for those who want to see our latest product development and what's going to come, just register here or sign up for a MentorQ free account and you'll get notified of the event. It's going to be great. So I really encourage everyone to join. And it's going to be on March 9th at 12 p.m. But then let's go into the chart. Okay, today, after market, we're going to see NVIDIA earnings. That's going to be the driver of today's price action and what people are going to be looking for. NVIDIA, it's kind of trading, I believe, close to all-time highs, right? So if we go back here, so what we see here, we're sitting at 194.28, so towards those 200 area right there. We're going to talk about the swing level in a second, but let's go into the dashboard. So first of all, we are in a positive gamma environment and positioning is back on the bullish side. Yesterday, we were in a neutral state. We see a very high volatility score, of course. Before earnings, we can see that the implied volatility is relatively stronger and higher than the historical volatility. Although we're still sitting on the mid-range of our IV rank, so we're at 41, so it's in the mid-size. For those who are interested in learning more, we have documentation on our website explaining what IV rank is, how to use it, and all of that stuff. Let's look at the matrix and let's see basically how the positioning changed compared to the previous day. So at the close of yesterday, we saw an increase in gamma, especially in this weekly expiration right here. So we're now sitting at about 30% of total gamma for NVIDIA option chain expiring on Friday. So very, very interesting for sure. So pay attention to this. And then, of course, we have the expiration of March 20, so the monthly for the next month right here. When we look at our net gamma exposure chart, we're targeting this 200 level. We have a massive core resistance level at 200, right? So we've seen it in the chart. We don't have the gamma levels, but we can plot them by essentially we are looking at this area here. This is also where our swing level are. Our risk trigger is right there at the 200 mark. So that's going to be an interesting area for today for sure. And obviously after market, there's not a lot of negative gamma on the downside, but we do have a 170 put support level right there. If we look at our 5-day swing level, then today's risk trigger is 205.89 and our lower band is 179.81. This is the success rate here, 93% over the last 118 days. What does that mean? That the price closed above the lower band 5 days in the future, 93% of the times on the last 4 months or 120 days. So if we go back to our chart, then you have your areas right there. We have the last 5 days of lower band. And then, of course, we can have our target right here, which is our risk trigger, 205. And then, of course, the risk trigger from 5 days ago, which is still active for today. And then we have our lower band from today and the lower band from 5 days ago. So as you can see, the lower band has increased over the last 5 days. Went from 175 to 179, right? Let me know if you guys have any questions or maybe like also as a futures trader, how do you, Patrick, look at NVIDIA for today and how do you plan your trade? We can go into details in a second.
Oh, so the most interesting thing on NVIDIA, I believe, is really the earnings, when the earnings coming out, because then you can use it as an NQ trader or CFD trader, because we have the opportunity, by the way, not only trading the stocks, but we can trade maybe the indices as CFD contract, or we can trade the NQ as futures contract and take advantage of the move. So, because if Nvidia goes up, Nasdaq goes up. If Nvidia goes down, Nasdaq goes down. And also, the Asia session, the Globex Open will be really interesting. This is something how I'm trading, by the way, all the earnings. Why? Because then we have the correction, or we have to follow through. And we have also the investor call, where we get new information. And then, of course, after the open, next day, this is also really interesting because then it will be shows me how the volatility will kick in at the next day at the open. So really, the most interesting part for me is when earnings coming out, Asia session with Globex Open, and the open next day. So that's my three parts of where I'm taking advantage as futures traders of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
How do you take advantage of this, Maciej?
Oh, about Nvidia right now, how I'm looking at the market. So, if you know this all funny pictures when whole market is sitting on one leg and waiting for the final, so today is correct. First time. This is how I'm reading this, really. So when I'm seeing what we have, where is VIX, what is going on Nvidia, what kind of intraday flow are changing the places, like energy right now is most traded, then okay, it will be very tricky. If these scores will be missing and we will get a flush, then as I wrote today on X, I'm guessing a volatility and not only will be much higher. So if you would like to see, you can jump to our X account and check us. And from the another perspective is this is such a good with the Middle East on the back and others new tariffs. If you remember what was happened last time with the tariffs, so after Nvidia, what will be in the air? Middle East, tariffs, and others. So looking also today, put call ratio on SPX is 1.61. So 16 puts versus 10 calls. It means I'm guessing market is protected. Expected move is plus minus 1%. So with that kind of summary, when we have on SPX, I don't know. But much more interesting is not today, but next 2 days from the matrix perspective when we are looking. And this is tricky. Also, take a look another week, similar configuration. So let's check what will be happen. Right now, 7K. When we are jumping to NQ or NDX, where is NDX? Here. Let's take a look. Put call ratio, similar, 1.5. Implied move for 30 days, 20%. Predicted move, we know that NDX or NQ is such a more volatility, so it's not such a big difference between SPX and NDX, 1% versus 1.3. And when we are looking to our matrix chart, from NDX or NQ, doesn't matter, boom, voila, we are still sitting in positive. So maybe everybody expect flush or rocket, and the market reaction will be.
Oh, can you go in the matrix again? Did I
Yeah, of
was reading
course.
this? What did I was reading this correct, by the way, or where's the expected move?
Here on the end, 300 points.
Okay, so really interesting is for me the Friday expiration, because think about for Nvidia we have
27,
we have no expiration today
but
on
Friday.
but Friday, because on earnings there's no expiration, so this was the rule.
No,
Otherwise we have Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So the earnings will be expired on Friday.
yes. So today we will get first expire of Wednesday, and later we will get earnings for expiring on Friday. You have correct view, Patrick.
And I think what was also interesting is that QQQ, NDX, and SPX are all sitting in a negative gamma environment, but all the Max 7 are still in a positive gamma environment. So there is like a divergence there, which is also very interesting.
And from open interest, when we are looking to NDX right now, we're sitting our NVIDIA. So take a look what we have. 25 plus minus 24, 900, maybe 950. So around 25 we oscillating. Later, 500 points to the up, 500 points to the down. And later another leg protected 24 and 26. Everything should be clear. When we are looking to the volume, boom, voila, do we have the same confirmation? 26, 25, 500, 25 to 50 right now is our resistance main one. Battle is around 25. If we drop, then 24, 500 and 24. Simple, easy peasy. When you have correct tools. Also, when we are jumping to all expiration for NDX, 25, and here is our main graph for a battle, and later 500 points, 500 points. If 24, 800 will not hold, then boom, open space. 24, 400, I don't think will be such a solid, then 24 main strike from negative gaps and supporting zone a little bit below. So. But when everybody are predicted, flush or racket, I will be in the place where not such a many person will be sitting. So zero reaction. I will bet for zero reaction. Let's check who will win. Psychology or main crowded trades. So, would you like add something about NVIDIA also, Fabio? Come on.
I think we are all waiting for that, and for us, obviously the AI narrative coming out of the earnings call is going to be very interesting for us as a business, for us as a market, and what's going to happen in terms of investment in new data centers, new AI tools, because things are changing very fast.
So I'm guessing right now, let's jump and polish our charts a little bit. So let's start with silver, if you don't mind. No answer is also answer, so no worries, I will work with this. And guys, ladies and gents, what we have, new contract. If you're staying with us, if you remember, yesterday we spoke about this. We have roll period, and right now, SAK, K like May, this is May contract, right now is the most traded for silver. Open interest near 61% from whole chain on the silver futures, volume 92%. And right now, net jacks near 56.5 million. So let's jump and take a look what is going on, where we are sitting on our charts. Let's dive together. New contract exactly, also showing us correction, and right now we are near the last highs after first big leg of the drop. Later we have another leg, and right now we are coming back. And what we have here, an amazing cluster, one day max call resistance above. Also cluster, 2-time risk trigger 1 and 2 days ago with call resistance, and of course sitting on the round number 100. Right now we cross 90, and below us as a plan B we have a switch point. So right now we're sitting in positive gamma regime after crossing double HVL with 0 DTE, label 87, then we are dropping to negative gamma regime. What it means, extended moves very often, so be careful here. Put support 1 day min, first support later. 2 times lower bands from 1 and 2 days ago when you converting SLV to SIC contract right now. And then put support sitting on 70. What we have in our matrix chart, So let's dive. GEX positive for next 3 days, so till end of this week. DEX is neutral, so also give us some sounds about expiry, predicted move, $5, 5 points for today, and volatility is neutral, option score is high, momentum is very high, and seasonality is negative. But when we are looking to our matrix, I'm guessing data is much more important than seasonality right now. So our GEX chart, of course, main strike 100, later $5 window 95 and 90. Below 90, boom, negative gamma regime, first support 80, if not hold, then 70. So I hope this is such a simple to predict your moves and idea that we can jump exactly to SLV and take a look. Do we have the same confirmation from ETF perspective? Volatility neutral with 3, momentum very high, option score high, seasonality the same negative, and with matrix the same configuration. Next 3 days positive with gamma, with DEX, predicted move is $4.4, so similar like we have on silver contracts, silver futures. Open interest chart, what we have, of course, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, and each time $5, 5 points bigger strike is sitting. Also, the same story will be with volume, 80 main volume, later 100, and each time 5 points, $5 we have support or resistance, depends when the price is on the chart. The same configuration, gamma, all expiration for SLV, boom, voila, 100, 95, 90, later 85, 80, main support.
I think we lost him, Maciej. Can you hear us, Maciej? I think we lost you. I don't know, Patrick, if you can hear him.
No. Or we can switch in a moment to Nasdaq, no worries. All right. Okay. We will come back later to Maciej. Let us know, Maciej, if you'll be back, and then jump into our Nasdaq. And
I hope so. Everything works on right.
okay, then let's go. Go back to you.
Do you have my screen, Fabio?
Yeah.
Okay. So I hope we end on SLV. So what else? Of course, volatility index VX SLV near 92, plus minus 6% predicted move for today. Right now, let's jump and say gold morning. So jet contract, April 1 on gold. From yesterday, I didn't remove anything. And if you can see, we have similar regime, similar support zone. So what we have right now, volatility neutral, option score and momentum high, seasonality like on silver negative, but with matrix we have the same configuration, but that was SLV and should be jet contract. Let's go one more time. Volatility number 4, high, option score 5, momentum high, seasonality is 1, and matrix, boom, today negative, tomorrow and Friday positive. DEX neutral, still the same, nothing changed. Also, expiration predicted move 100 points for gold, so plus minus 2%. So let's go 2%, 100 points, 52 plus 100, 53. And what we have there, above risk trigger and near 1-day max with supporting zone from blind spot sitting around 50 to 80. Later core resistance with risk trigger 54, 54, 25 zone, and above later blind spot 1 till 55.00. Below us, of course, switch mode HVL with blind spot. If this zone not hold, then the next target as a plan B. Of course, similar like we had yesterday, blind spot HVL 1-day mean and put support a little bit below. So let's fix a little bit this. So 50, 75 plus minus as a main zone. I know 20 points to the up and to the down, but box have some rules. What we can do with that? Be patient, sitting, waiting for confirmation, take a look. Later you have open space, open gaps, and another target, lower band from 2 days ago, and later from 1 day ago with a lot of blind spots sitting around 48, 80, 49. So I hope map is very simple. Let's take a look also how it looks from all expiration chain. 54, the first, the main, of course, resistance. Later we was talking about 55 and below 53, 52, 50, 52. Right now we are sitting on the support, and if we drop, take a look, we have some space to cover. And what kind of space we have for today? So 25.50 main resistance. If we cross this extra, we have support from whole chain. If not hold and we drop below 52, then we will have some problems. Why? 51.50, 51, 50.50. We are sitting in negative gamma regime, so it will be really crazy moves here, and we can be prepared for this. Also, when we are looking for another expiring 21.00, of course, later 22 and 52.00 and 53.00 as a main ground for a battle. So we know that right now, when we are looking to our charts, 51 and 50 should be our main support for whole perspective. If not, then massacre is coming to the market. If not, we also know where our targets are sitting above us. So let's go and check what is going on GLD. 47.7. Volatility high, option score also high, momentum high, seasonality is negative. But on the matrix, and this is interesting, please take a look. Today, positive gamma, positive DEX, and another expiration, Friday. Such a big numbers are sitting here. So this is cool, and predicted move from today till Friday is near 17 points. On GLD is plus minus 5% right now. So 17 points, $17 for 90. And if not, then we are dropping here. So be careful with that. Crazy period, crazy stuff are going on. Also, when we are going to open interest, 485 right now, main strike, later 510, and supporting zone from 475. So if we stay above right now, everything supporting us from call open interest with the pressure going to the higher prices. NetJacks, main strike 475, and later 490 area, with supporting each time 5 points on strike sitting. Similar configuration we have with the first expiration today, expiring near 0 gamma, main strike 490. So right now we have 13 points, and then boom, voila, core resistance and gamma wall waiting with these big strikes. A little bit below 1 day max 485. Later we have open space right now, and the main battle between HVL and core resistance. Right now we are sitting here. If this zone not hold, open space, put support, 1 day min. So I hope this is easy. Another strikes 27. This is such a crazy picture. 475, 492. So I hope if we stay above 475, so above call resistance, with the time, if nothing change, 492, 490 plus minus, so still call resistance, gamma wall plus minus area should be our target in a plan A. Right now, let's check also GBZ near 5% predicted move, and Dr. Dollar, the last one, right now sitting and waiting. After quick correction, we are coming back to the same places and battling on 98, not one time, but in last pass we was trying to push this few times, and if we get some another pushes, this will be not resistance but later supporting zone, and if this will be another impulse, then minimum target should be around 99 when is one-to-one correction ending. If not, then around 100 where we will be a little bit extended, but also very good when we are looking from the bigger period, from the bigger perspective. Also another resistance from only price action when we are looking. And from whole perspective, if you remember what we was saying few times, voila, we are after big drop, we are in the place when dollar was sitting a long time, so maybe pop-up should be wealthy for this. And what we can predict, simple tools with our labels, and what we are doing, converting euro futures to dollar index. And right now, Patrick, I will pass to you. What you have for today? If you're saying something, I'm not hearing you.
I could say nothing changed, but we breaking
Oh,
out.
now I'm hearing. Cool.
I could really say nothing changed, but we're testing now to breaking out of our range where we was sticking into. So if you're looking into this, here we go. Here was the range of top range. Now it feels like with BL10 and GEX2, we're knocking on the door for a breakout. Could be really interesting, but to be really honest, if I'm looking into SQQ, this is really interesting because if we're getting the breakout, we have open space. Okay, we have GEX5. Don't look to GEX5, but open space to 1-day max and BL3. Also, if we're breaking here out, we have open space to 1-day max. This could be a really good move, by the way. But I would be a little bit more careful with this. I would be not getting trapped here because we have on our SQQ, we're sitting now at high vol 0 DTE and high vol. So we have to go and choose this first because take a closer look to the left side. If you see high vol, it's always a really interesting one because here is really decision area now. Can we breaking through this? If we breaking through high vol, then we get a push, of course, also here on Nasdaq and also on the NDX, but we have not so much room anymore because after this we came to put support 0 DTE. My question now is, will we break? Did we get here our breakout? I speak only at the opening, yeah? So will we get the breakout? Will we get a fake? What I mean with fake, we get a breakout for, let's say, around 50 plus points, and then we dropping like crazy, coming back to high vol. High vol would be one of the area if we get the drop where I would be looking first. Why? Because this is a really strong support and resistance area. So question, breakout, yes or no? We're knocking on the door. Second question, will be there a fake out and we get only maybe around 50 points. Why? Because if you're looking into SQQ with high volt 0 DT and put support 0 DTE, I would be really careful. If you're breaking put support 0 DTE, let's go. We have really open space. Then the 1-day max would be a good target. But let's see what SPX telling us, and also ES, because we should use this side by side. So if we come into the VIX, so VIX always first. I have also a little bit sickness here, because this area here where we come now, we are knocking also here on the door. As you can see, here we rejected. We rejected not only one time, 2 times, 3 times. So for the upside move, this would be meaning the VIX should be going down, will be more dropping. We have not so much room anymore. We should take a closer look to this. This is the same picture what we're also seeing here on SQQ. Remember, we have high vol with high vol ZUDT, and then we have a little tiny space to put support and put support ZUDT. We see the same picture on the VIX. And if we're breaking out of the box, we get our decision area. We get our A plus set up. Be careful here with our put support ZUDT from the VIXI blind spot, and the put support with put support ZUDT. So this is at the moment really my question, Maciej and also Fabio. Is this a fake out when we're knocking now on the door, or is this like we testing the top and we're dropping again and coming back into the range? What makes possible sense and waiting for NVIDIA, as we was discussing before, come back in the range. So I would be careful. I would be really careful. Also, did we knocking on the door SPX? Take a closer look to SPX. There's also not so much room anymore until we come to call resistance UDTE. This will be supporting the theory from the VIX, by the way. Not so much room anymore. How much room we have? From 15 to 925, so 40 points. 40 points room on, 10 points room on SPX. Let's say it's around 40 points on NDX. So the 50 points with volatility makes sense. So breakout, fake out 50 points. So this is what is in my mind. I think this could be really interesting now to see. We have the same on ES. We're sitting at the moment at call resistance and we get rejected here. So here we don't get a breakout because we are exactly in the area where we was rejected before. Only if you're looking into NQ, only NQ was going a little bit higher. NQ is a little bit leading, but now we see based on ES that they're saying stop. And this is something where we should be looking for. Also, not so much room anymore from 925 to the real call resistance. So we have here only 25 points room. Then we came to the call resistance. So NQ, this is why you should have this side by side. NQ looks really nice. Looks like, hey, we have really nice open space based on NQ, based on NDX. But if you're looking into SQQ, if you're looking into VIX, I don't know. And if you're looking into ES and SPX, we have call resistance here. Call resistance UDTE, call resistance UDTE, and later the big call resistance from ES. So that's talking about the upside. For the downside, I don't know. I believe if we're not breaking out, we will stay in the range before NVIDIA running. So what I'm meaning with this, basically, we stay in the middle between of the range. We will get the same price movements what we were seeing the last 2 days before. Stupid bullshit in my end. So question only today, did we get the breakout before earnings? Yes or no? If we get the breakout, will this be a fake out with around 50 points on Nasdaq? Or did we get momentum and we really fill the gap and coming back to the 1-day max? So that's really at the moment in my mind, and I would not add something to this. If you have questions, of course, let's discuss this. But this is how I'm thinking about this at the moment. Let me know if you have questions.
I'm not seeing any questions. And for me, if I can show something, Fabio, first take a look. Today we was taking in the morning some our view, what is domino risk about Nvidia. So this picture exactly shows what we can expect, and later what we was also showing you from last few days, our CTAs market waiting, CTA positioning neutral. On NQ, this SPX, on NQ we are also plus minus on zero right now. So big money, big fellas waiting for the move. And right now, if this domino will rush, then after big picture, what we have also on our charts, like for example on SPX, big picture, 1-day candles. Right now, take a look. What is going on? Nothing. We are sitting in the box. Nothing's changed from last few days. And what we can get from the market structure, one line, second line. Right now we are in the middle and waiting. Big fellas are neutral. Right now the price between those two lines. And we are waiting. What else? Pricing metals, chips, Nvidia, rare metals. If price going higher, also price of these components will be going higher. And with inflation and other stuff like this, some correction should be go and coming to the market. With the new tops, perhaps, I don't know, if we drop from here and cross especially 65, then the flush will be bigger. And from my perspective, what we can predict, if you know, last time, after that kind of big impulse where we are coming back to the highs before COVID, boom, confirmation, and let's go. Another leg, so plus minus the target as a first zone 61, 62, 6K. And also, if you see, I hope so, it's very clear, gap still waiting to cover. And this is my few cents about what is going on the market.
All right. Good job, I think. No questions. Perfect. And we see us later
In the forum,
in the forum.
of
Absolutely.
course.
Thank you,
So,
guys.
high five, thank you, have a good day, be careful,
See you
wish you all
later.
the best.
Bye bye,
See you
guys.
later. Bye bye.